Hi, and welcome to the NFL Fan Forum. My name is Art, aka the Sea Cow, and this is my sidekick John, aka the Cowlick.
What's up?
Thanks for joining us. Today we will be discussing our thoughts about the Week 2 games for the Denver Broncos and Seattle Seahawks. We will also evaluate our top 3 performers from each game. But first, our play of the day.
Wilson looking deep, floating one. He's got a man, and guess who? It's Lockett who gets it away. Lockett at the 10. Touchdown!
First off, let's begin by talking about the Denver Broncos and their 23-13 road victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Quarterback Teddy Bridgewater had another great game, throwing for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also, the defense looked strong in holding down the Jaguar offense. So what were your takeaways from this game?
Well, a lot of things. First of all, our offense is really showing up. It's got to score right away because with the teams that we're facing up against soon, which are the Ravens and the Steelers, they score really fast, and we cannot have that. We need to score first to ignite the fire and score more points. We did not do that against the Giants or Jaguars. They both scored touchdowns first before us. We cannot let that happen. I know we won, but we can't let that happen. But the offense, though, is playing really well. Teddy Bridgewater stays consistent and is looking really good. Our running backs, Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon, looked pretty gosh dang good. Javonte Williams mainly. He looked amazing, breaking through tackles, not going down. He looked awesome. Our wide receivers played well. Cortland Sutton is back. Everyone's calling him Baby Megatron, and he looked like Baby Megatron going out there. He looked amazing. And our offensive line is struggling a little bit, but we're getting better, though. Our tight end, Noah Fant, he's looking good, caught a touchdown. And then our defense, holy moly, it's still standing out. They keep holding teams to 13 points a game. They look great. 2 interceptions on the day. Kareem Jackson and Patrick Surtain, very proud of Patrick. Von Miller got a sack. Man, our defense is just looking good. I know Josie Jewell and Bradley Chubb are not going to play for a little bit, and Josie Jewell's out for the season. But man, our defense looks really, really good, and I think it's still going to look good against the Jets this upcoming game.
It was another very solid victory. So let's talk about your top 3 performers, beginning with cornerback Patrick Surtain. What was it about him that caught your eye in this game?
Oh man, a lot of things. First of all, he had that interception. I mean, how can you not rule that out? He responded from last week. He gave up that touchdown, the only touchdown pretty much, except for that Daniel Jones touchdown where he ran it in. He gave up that touchdown, and then he was just like, that's not good. I have to do better. And he responded in this game with an interception, and I'm so proud of him. That was an awesome interception, too. The funny thing is, his father also had his first interception in his second game, and he does, too. Man, this guy, I think he's for real. Ronald Darby got injured with a hamstring injury, and Patrick Surtain had to step up, and he did with 1 interception and 4 tackles. Man, I'm so proud of this guy. He's looking great out there. I think he's really delving deep into Vic Fangio's defense and learning a lot. I really do think he's the real deal, and I hope he can go to the Pro Bowl as a rookie and make a Defensive Player of the Year because he's looking very, very sharp out there right now.
Now, let's look at your number 2 top performer for the game, wide receiver Cortland Sutton. What would you say about his day?
Outstanding. Over 100 yards, almost 160 yards. He looked great. And he really did look like a miniature version of Megatron. Hopefully, he'll be given the nickname Megatron 2.0 because he's really looking like Megatron out there. He's huge, he's massive, he's not fast, but boy, he can really catch those 50-50 balls. He can do whatever you want on the field. Great route runner, not as good as Jerry Jeudy, but still a great route runner. Man, I love him. He looked sharp. He looked great out there against Jacksonville. And the thing is, funny thing is, during training camp, his relationship with Teddy Bridgewater wasn't that great. It was really great with Jerry Jeudy, though. But thankfully, I think he got the relationship going with Teddy Bridgewater and really showed up in this game. So that way Teddy Bridgewater can get his trust and throw to him more. Like on that deep throw to him, that shows that he has trust in him. And I'm really happy about that. So Courtland Sutton, he's looking like a matchup nightmare out there. He's looking great, outstanding. And I hope he can have a 1,000-yard season this year.
And now, for your number one performance, let's talk about quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. What did you see from your quarterback in this game?
A lot of things. Going deep, throwing to Courtland Sutton, trusting in his wide receivers, staying consistent. Holy moly, he ran the ball once, but he can run the ball if he wants to. He's very mobile in the pocket. Even when our offensive line couldn't hold the blockers and the pocket collapsed in on him, he ran out of the pocket, tried to make a play, and he did. Sometimes he got sacked, but man, he really showed up by throwing deep posts, short passes for big yards, running when he needs to. He's just overall showing that he can be that number one guy. I hope he's that number one guy for a long time, and I hope he keeps it up. He's really showing it, and I have complete faith in him. I am still sitting on that Teddy Bridgewater train, and I'm hoping that he stays consistent throughout the whole season. Now let's move over to the Seattle Seahawks, who lost a heartbreaker to the Tennessee Titans, 33-30 in overtime. What is your take on the team's performance in this game?
You know what? The performance was very good for 3 quarters, and all of a sudden they decided that the game was over and that they had the victory. Well, that's not how it works. You have to play a full 60 minutes and keep your foot on the neck of the opponent and then get the victory. In this game, I'm hoping the team, especially the veterans, learned a valuable lesson that this is something you don't want to repeat ever again in this season, or it will be a long season. So my take is that we got lackadaisical in front of the home crowd for the home opener and thought, oh, we have this game in the bag and King Henry's not going to run over us anymore, and we have this one. And next thing you know, we fall apart. The offense loses its edge. The defense is out on the field too long, and you could tell that they were tired. And next thing you know, we go to overtime and we lose. So we were not aggressive. There were several key plays we weren't aggressive on. The biggest one was the 4th and short in towards the end of the fourth quarter, when we could have sealed the game and just gotten the first down. Because if you're going to give up the touchdown anyways with a long drive for the Titans anyway, and you know your defense is tired and you don't want to do a 3-and-out, just go for it. And then give Russell Wilson about 2 minutes with some timeouts and let him finish the game with a game-winning drive. He's done it so many times. So I don't understand the coaching staff in this game. And the players look very much like they were over and that they did not have to keep that competitive edge. I feel the team underperformed towards the end by far and let down the fans. And they need to learn from this really fast, because now we have some very difficult opponents coming up, starting with Minnesota, who wants to get a victory with it, over us very badly. So if we don't turn it around, we're going to find ourselves looking way behind these other division leaders who have won all their games. That's my take on the game.
Despite the loss, you have chosen 3 players who stood out for you in this game, starting with linebacker Bobby Wagner. What was your impression of Bobby in this game?
I thought Bobby played all over the field in this game. He was in pass coverage, making decent plays. Obviously, he was tackling running backs all game long. And he was being a pretty sure tackler, too. I didn't see him miss very much. And then he got himself a sack as well, his first of the season. So I thought he had a very big game. The 20 tackles he had in this game are a team record for a game. It's not exactly the best type of record for the Seahawks, but it is a record nonetheless. And with him being a tackling machine year in and year out, you come to expect him to do this. So, Anyways, he had a very good game, a very solid game. I thought towards the end, though, I think that he got fooled a few times by the Tennessee offense, and I think that the players around him played that way around him. They showed that they were not prepared as well as they should have been for the last drives, and it cost us the game. But overall, for him individually, I think he had a very good game.
At your number 2 position, you chose wide receiver Tyler Lockett. What did you see from Tyler in this game?
You know, I saw Tyler being Tyler. The first 2 weeks of this season, he has found a way to get open. He has allowed himself to be in position for a nice Russell Wilson pass on every route pretty much that he's been running, whether it's deep or whether it's posts or whether it's over the middle, it doesn't matter. He just has the really great hands, and he has great awareness of getting open. And when he sees a seam or he sees an opening, he goes for it. And him and Russell just have that connection. And in this game, it was no different. He had 8 catches for 178 yards and a touchdown and another 60-plus yard bomb. So, I mean, he's starting off the season very well. I'm excited to keep watching him. And if he stays healthy, we're going to have a great year from him. And so, yeah, he's definitely deserving of the number 2 spot in this game.
For your number 1 spot, we have quarterback Russell Wilson. What was your impression of Wilson in this game?
My impression was that he had a super game. He had over 300 yards and 2 more touchdowns and another 60-plus yard bomb to Tyler Lockett. I thought he had, for the most part, a really good game. He had command of the offense for the most part. But I really think that he needs to continue to grow in Shane Waldron's offense a little bit more, because I think there was a couple of passes that he should have made that didn't get made, that he didn't see well enough, and the receiver didn't help him out that much either in those particular cases towards the end of the game. But I think that Wilson needed to recognize that as well. So other than that, though, those are nitpicks. I think he had a really super game. He had given us every chance to win, and his season has been phenomenal. He's well over 125, I believe, for his quarterback rating. So he's doing super well, and he's got to keep it up because we got some tough games coming up. But I'm excited to see the rest of his season continue to unfold. So that'll do it for our show today. Tell us what you think in the comments section below. Be sure to destroy that like button and subscribe to our channel. By the way, don't forget to turn on that notification bell so that you'll be notified when we post a new video. This has been Art
and John
signing off.